Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the King, and welcome back to the channel. I feel like an idiot right now because I just recorded a 10-minute video, and I didn't press record. So here we are yet again, doing this video once again, or for you guys, the first time. I just want to say, first of all, thank you guys for the support. We're at 99,200 subscribers, so close to 100K. Thank you guys so much. If you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing because we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. Also, fruitcake charms will be on this video, and we're live on Twitch right now, giving out some more charms. Come on out, it's really easy to get them there, so hopefully we'll see you there. With that being said, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the clown and his rework. We spoke about this briefly when we covered the Q&A summary, but we didn't really go in depth on what these changes were or our speculations for these changes, and recently, Dead by Daylight had put out the Mr. Puddle skin for everybody to go and purchase in the shop. You guys can get it now if you're interested. And it started to get me thinking about the clown again and thinking about the rework that we've seen. And basically in this video, we're going to be talking about my speculation on what the power is going to do, how it's going to be different from what we have now, and is it going to be viable? For those of you guys that don't know exactly what changes I'm talking about, here is the clip of that right now. Alrighty, so you guys now seen what the clown rework essentially is going to be, and a lot of people instantly thought of something that I was a little bit on the fence of, and I was like, that doesn't really make sense. But upon thinking about it a little bit more, I realized that this idea actually matches a theory that I had before. But before we jump on into that, let's talk about what we've actually seen. So what you're seeing here in the very first clip is the clown basically using his power as normal. You see the standard smoke that we have, the normal tonic. He tosses it, the pink fumes come on out, but then we see something that we've never seen before. Now, I'm under the assumption that we're not seeing any add-ons for this first section because it wouldn't make sense that they would toss in add-ons because we wouldn't really know exactly what that means. You know, I'm assuming this is going to be the base clown and what we're going to see for base clown only, which would make a lot of sense. So what we see with the tonic specifically is that it pops on in like normal and then it expands. Now let's focus on the problems that the clown has as is. There's two things. Number one is his map pressure. He doesn't really have much map pressure. He's 115 killer. He can't fly around the map like some of these other killers, and that really makes a hindrance. And number two is cutting down chases, which is ironic considering he was one of the first killers that were incorporated into the game to directly counter strong loops. What ends up happening is that, as we all know, people A, avoid the smoke, or B, just run through it and drop the pallet and carry on with their day with no punishments whatsoever, making the clown less viable than some of the other killers. Now, with this new rework, we can see when the smoke pops up, if you're still around the area, eventually it expands over time. And if you're caught in this, you'll still suffer the effects of whatever the clown has on his bottles, which makes sense as it's directly tackling one of the major issues that clown currently has. So this makes a lot of sense. We see the smoke pop up, we see it expand, and if you're caught in that radius, you will be punished. So if you're doing any tight loops or something like that, the clown wouldn't have to toss multiple bottles in one specific loop. Instead, it will just expand and cover the entire loop, and you're forced to either A, go through the smoke and drop the pallet, or whatever the case may be, vault, or B, just get the hell out of there. The more interesting part comes on the second part of this clip, and this could potentially be an add-on that's incorporated, but again, I'm going to go under the assumption that this is the base kit for the clown, just to avoid some confusion. I'm sure the devs would probably think that people would think this is an add-on, but whatever. We're not here to talk about if this is an add or not. Let's discuss what we see. As a clown, we know that he makes a lot of tonics. It would only make sense that the clown has access to more tonics and more things that he's been experimenting with in the fog, and this makes a lot more sense. Initially, people thought one thing: this is going to do damage, and I thought that doesn't really make sense because if this is doing damage, it will be so game-breaking considering you could just spam this at someone on the hook and nobody will be able to save. They'll just instantly go down. Until I thought about it a little bit more. Initially, as you can see, the smoke itself is blue. I think this is going to be the grace period where survivors won't be affected by this at all but it's kind of a warning sign that, hey, this is about to turn yellow. Once it hits yellow, you're going to start taking damage over time. That's right. So I believe that this is going to be damage over time. The longer you are in the smoke, the more damage you'll do. Let's set a base of now for 5 seconds. And this will go down every, 40 seconds to all the way to 0. Think about it as Freddy's dream whirl as it continuously goes up. Or a better example would be the plague when she vomits on you. Your bar eventually goes up and up and up until you are injured. And once you're injured, the clown has to finish the job himself. That's the way I think these bottles are going to work. The blue looks harmless. It looks like that's going to be the indicator. And once it's yellow, it looks like over time you're going to start coughing really badly and taking damage if you're in it for too long. And I think that over time you'll also be able to get rid of this because there needs to be some counterplay to it. And maybe you can go around the map and, I don't know, breathe fresh air or something. And because of that, your lungs are throwing the smoke away. I wouldn't really make sense of it. But that is the idea that I essentially have with it. And this essentially goes with the idea I had before, saying that the rework that I want to see for Clown is that the more smoke that you inhale, the more suffering you endure, whether that be status effects or damage, whatever the case may be. And this directly correlates with what we're seeing here. Now, of course, this blue and yellow smoke can mean something completely different. This could potentially mean that you're permanently moving slower until the clown catches up to you and hits you. Just like the idea of having a little bit more map pressure. This potentially could mean that. So again, we'll have to wait and see exactly what this will entail. But those are my assumptions on what these powers will be for the clown. I'm assuming we're also going to see a lot more add-ons, maybe some fun add-ons as we've seen the ones that were leaked. Or we're going to have different smoke variations, different colors for the clown. That would be really awesome. Again, we'll have to wait and see. The clown is most likely to be reworked in the next mid-chapter patch, which you can expect at the middle of next month, I believe. I'm not too sure on the date, so don't take my word for it. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below. Subscribe for some more Dead by Daylight content. Again, we're so close to 100k, so please, please, please consider subscribing. Again, we're going to be live on Twitch for a little bit. We're going to be administering these codes so you guys can get these fruitcake charms. And yeah, that is going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fall.